Nithyanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gagana Sarisham Tattvamasya Dilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadhi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Trigunaraitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Namaskaram everyone, welcome to Hinduism Now Global Press Live. We are continuing our discussions amongst Hindus meeting Hindus, and we're continuing our part 2 with Rohitji, and he has been joining us today to share some of his researches and understandings of Jyotisha, and so we will continue today to hear from Rohitji and ask questions and expand our understanding amongst the community of mutually enriching living Hindus. So welcome, Aya. Thank you so much for joining us. And
Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you. Aya, if you'd like to just briefly introduce yourself for everyone, please.
Yeah, myself, Rohit Sehgal. I'm a finance professional, but doing research work in astrology and Hinduism for last 30 years. So I would like to share some of the research work as well as my perspective, or you can say viewpoint, regarding Vedic astrology, and I will try to establish that Vedic astrology is science, and I will endeavor to explain it in modern physics language, so that the diaspora in the abroad, particularly Hindus are living abroad for livelihood or otherwise, may understand or appreciate the Vedic astrology in a better way.
Okay, great, excellent. So, okay, we're ready to listen, Aya. So you go ahead and share how you'd like to share.
Yes. In the last session, we had talked that there are 3 major forces in the universe which emit radiations upon human body and are capable of giving a shape to our destiny. I told you that there are 3 major forces which are electrostatic, gravitational, and magnetic. Okay. So about which I had explained in our last session in detail. Now I will come to the point which you had raised last time, but due to paucity of time, we could not discuss much. That was what about the weak and strong nuclear forces. Okay. So strong nuclear forces are basically those forces which bind atoms all together. You can say the attraction forces between protons and neutrons is called the attraction between the molecules within the molecule between their protons and neutrons is called strong nuclear force. And when the radioactive decay happens, so there is disintegration of the atom. So that is called due to the weak nuclear force. As I told you, we study effect of astronomical body or celestial body upon human body to interpret their destiny. So the electrostatic, gravitational, and magnetic force work externally upon the human body, whereas weak and strong nuclear force work within the human body. For example, a fetus in a 9-month take shape of a human entity and is out and comes out of womb. This is an example of strong nuclear forces. And when a person dies or his body tissues disintegrate, this is example of weak nuclear forces. In our Vedic heritage and religion, these weak and strong nuclear forces have been respectively called as Maya and Pralay. Sorry, the strong nuclear forces has been called as Maya because Maya is what? Maya is attraction. So similarly, you say within an atom, there is attraction between neutron and protons. So that is an illustration of strong nuclear force. And whenever the radioactive decay is there and atoms disintegrate, so that is an example of Perlay, which has been very well mentioned in the classical literature. Okay. So now we come to the point that whether this disintegration and you say attraction of the molecules has been explained in our Vedic literature or not. So Maharishi Kanad has propounded Vaisheshik Darshan. Okay. So in which he has categorically mentioned that where all forces are combined together, a single invisible force, which is called Adrisht or invisible. So modern science have to take leap ahead to move to this conclusion that there lies a fundamental force which binds everything, which is called invisible, or which is Adrisht and invisible. So sometimes people say that this is the Hindu scriptures are sort of mythology. I have very strong objection to this note, because mythology means dealing with myths, and myth means lie. Wherever this is not possible. So this to understand, we have to go to some aspect of history, which is which basically means there are three types of history. First is history, second is prehistory, third is a history. History means any event whose dates have been recorded in the chronology of history books. For example, World War, when did World War happen? When was Christ was born, and the like. When did India got independence? So whatever has been recorded in our books chronologically, that is termed as history. And beyond history, there is a concept called prehistory. For example, we do lots of excavations and come to know the civilization prior to the 5,000 years ago, till whose history has been recorded. So they may be Indus Valley civilization, Aryan civilization, Maya civilization, Babylonian civilization. So the way we get inferences about these civilizations through the excavation is termed as prehistory. Okay, and whenever we don't have any proof of prehistory, and we don't have any, you say, proof supporting to prehistory or history, so that comes under the domain of nomenclature called a history. So Mahabharata Yudh was which happened almost 5,000 years ago, more than 5,000 years ago, was a very, you say, intergalaxy war in which the civilization has been destroyed. So all our scriptures and you say day-to-day history recording was lost due to that war. But only the Vedas, Purans, and Jyotish and Upanishads, they survived because they were being taught in the Gurukuls through the method of Shruti and Smriti. Shruti means listening and learning. Smriti means memorizing. So this, by Shruti and Smriti, we call our literature either Shruti or Smriti. By these two, we could infer all the, you say, history that has been presented in the Vedas. So it's again, there comes a question. Let me explain you some scientific evidence what our Shastras promote. Had Wright brothers not invented airplane in the last century, we would have called Pushpak Viman concept a myth. Because in Ramayana we study that Bhagwan Ram used Pushpak Viman to reach Ayodhya from Lanka. So almost 125 years prior to now, or say almost you say in the 80, had somebody born in 1700 or 1800, he would have termed the concept of Pushpak Viman as a myth. But after the, you say, initiation of this flying projects, we have come to know that whatever Ramayana was propounding was a valid concept. Okay. Similarly, in Mahabharata, there is mention of Paramashivoham. Paramashivoham means long-term missiles having the capability or potency to destroy a lot. So it was again supposed to be a myth prior to 1992 Gulf War. We have seen Gulf War in televisions. We have seen how much destruction the long-term missiles or cruises has done. So this way, the concept of Brahmastra and other astras which were used by the Pandavas and Kauravas in Mahabharata was also get a tenable explanation. Okay. And one more thing I would like to pinpoint that in Hindu culture, Navatas occupy a special place. You must have heard of Navatas when we do Shak Puja or say Devi Puja. And this Devi Puja,
Navagraha, the planets, you mean?
Navatas, 9 nights. 9 auspicious nights.
Okay, Navratri.
Navratri, yes.
Okay.
So, but how do we come to know about the Navatas? There is called goddess, collective powers of the gods, which is known as goddess Durga. Her story is mentioned in Markandeya Puran, narrated by Midharishi. So once there was a war between demons and gods, and demons tried to overpower gods, and these gods took the fusion under the Trinity, or you say Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, and then goddess Durga's origin was convened, and the goddess Durga had defeated all the, you say, Madhu, Keta, Shum, Nisham, Mahishasur named demons, and made gods again victorious, and they continue to live in the heaven or Swarga. So in this context, there is in this Durga Mahatmya means importance of Durga Devi, as mentioned in Markandeya Puran. There is mention of a demon called Rakt Beach. It means seeds of blood. Okay, so Rakt Beach has the power to sustain himself as his one. If his any drop of his blood fell on earth, that would again turn as a Rakt Beach demon. So by you say hurting him, it was not possible to. It was not possible to make him collapse on the earth, because whenever you say any drop of blood fell on the earth, new Rakt Beach came to pop up. So what Mahakali had done at that time, before he was wounded and before his blood, the blood which oozed from his body could fall onto the earth, she swallowed all of the, you say, blood, and leading to the way of destruction of that particular demon. So many biologists and neuroscientists call that this is a myth. I ask why. They say that it takes two to procreation. A male and female are needed to procreate a person, or any be it demon or god or human. So it was not viable, but just by a drop of blood, a new demon could emanate from that. So I had done a lot of research in this thing. Then I found that this is the highest example of human cloning. Okay, so now prior to 25-30 years ago, when human cloning was not heard of, so this would have again called as a myth. Okay, but since whatever was happening in the Mahabharat war, and prior to Mahabharat war, there was a you say very much developed civilization, and we are a developing civilization. So we need a further steps. For example, I can explain in better words. If I have to taught quantum physics or mathematics to my servant, I need to get him first graduate, then postgraduate, and then I will be able to explain him the deeper concepts of this quantum physics or mathematics. Okay, so we at this civilization are still at the nascent stage that we cannot do justice with the concept being propounded by the higher civilizations. We cannot interpret them right now. We are, you said, discovering the methods and inventing the methods to decipher the intelligence behind those developed civilizations.
Yeah, so it means like we don't know what we don't know.
Yes. So Vedic astrology based on Karma has propounded a very good theorem. This is, I'm mentioning to a poem in which it has written that imagine a thought, you will reap an action. Do an action, you will develop a habit. Develop a habit and you will develop character. Develop a character and you will develop destiny. I repeat, imagine a thought, you will reap an action. Do an action, you will develop a habit. Develop a habit, you will develop character. Develop a character and you will develop destiny. Okay, so going by this logic, our free will decides what our destiny will be. Whatever you say, Prarabdha has to do with something is our previous karmas. Our previous karma has molded our previous destiny, and the karmas which we are going to do in this birth will mold our future destiny. Okay, so taking consideration of all the facts, it is established that an individual is born at that hour when the celestial rays are in mathematical harmony with their individual karmas. I repeat, an individual is born at that hour when the celestial rays are in mathematical harmony with their individual karmas.
Okay, great. Sorry, can you say that again once or two more times? Yeah.
Yes.
The last two statements. Yeah.
How does destiny manifests itself upon a human's future is the particular individual is born at that hour when the celestial rays are in mathematically harmony with their individual karmas. It means the karmas which we are going to exhaust find such an astrological configuration in which it's in sync with our karmas. We are born at that particular time when particular planets, all the planets are in a particular position, which are bound to give a destined shape to life. And that destined shape of life is based on what we have done in previous births.
Okay, that's good. I need you to say it again because I'm catching it, but yeah, that's
Should I say it again? Yes.
Yeah, please. It's
an individual is born at that hour when the celestial rays are in mathematical harmony with their individual karmas.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So
yeah.
It can be explained in other words also. When a person is born, he is bound to face some destined events. Okay, and as we said, astrology deals with the impact of celestial bodies. So celestial body are bound to give that particular type of result which is karmas have inherited. So any individual who is, yeah, please go ahead.
Okay, thank you. So okay, we need to know this. How? Okay, so I could even just say, how do we know this, or why? Why does it have to be that something to do with my karmas determines when I take birth? How do we know that?
Yes, your previous karmas determine life, and the celestial bodies have to be in harmony with your individual karmas to give a desired horoscope upon which your destiny is based. Why do prediction is astrology come true? Because astrology is software of life. Okay, by seeing a horoscope of a particular person, we can very well come to know that what time is good for him, when will he get married, or when will he get child, when he will get houses, when will he get car, when he will get good job, and what not. So everything is destined by his previous karmas. So that we study from the horoscope which he has, in which horoscope means the planetary configuration in which he has taken birth. Okay. So what I do, I will try to establish some connection from the quantum physics and destiny.
Okay, can I ask one more question?
In the classical physics, yes.
Okay, so what I'm sort of understanding is, so for example, a baby body is born, and a being, a consciousness, is born into that body. So we're saying, you know, that being, each one of us has a brings a slightly different subset of qualities of all the possible qualities of consciousness, for example. Right? So all the possibilities of consciousness can be this.
Sound was echoing.
Sorry?
Your voice is echoing. I'm not being able to understand.
Okay. Okay, we'll try one more time. So is it okay now?
Yes, yes.
Okay. There may be internet lag. Okay, so what I'm understanding is so yes, so we cannot see the consciousness, we cannot see or touch your being, we cannot see or touch the intelligence. So the being I exists, but you cannot see it, you cannot touch it, but you can see and touch the physical body. So my life energy, my being, has come into this physical body and is experiencing the physical world and everything else also through this physical body. So when this physical body is born, a being, a subtle being, a conscious being that you cannot see or touch comes into this body. And the being that is me, that is conscious, the source of the source that creates, and manifests our individual consciousness, that source has to be conscious also.
Yes.
Consciousness also.
Yes.
So
obviously,
there.
Developing body of a child may be unconsciousness, but the undercurrent of that body, the soul which you are mentioning to, is always a conscious one.
Right. Exactly.
Not only human body, souls of even, you say vegetables and vegetation, and you say trees, plants are also conscious. They do react according like this, the way human does. So this has been proved by a Nobel laureate called Jagdish Basu, that plants do have a life.
Okay. Okay, great. So what we're saying is, like, just in a way, we're saying there's a physical world that includes all the planets, celestial bodies, plants, animals, etc. But there's a life source, a consciousness that manifests itself in the individual consciousness of each one of those beings also.
Yes.
Great. So
I will like to explain. I would like to explain what you are mentioning to, that once a consciousness has been injected into a physical body and that person takes place birth on a particular time, at that when the person, you say newborn baby comes out of fetus, since I already told you that fetus is a gravity-free zone. The moment the body comes out of the mother's womb, it is exposed to the radiation by the above said planets. So by studying the blueprint of that radiation, we construct a horoscope, according to which we study the destiny. I'll explain destiny in terms of physics. In classical physics, Newton, etc., has proven that there is always a cause and effect relationship of matter, and that is very much present at that stage. It means that cause and effect relationship is established, and the cause has to be local one, and the effect has to be local one. For example, if I want to push aside a book, I will use my force. Okay, I use force, so the book got displacement. So here, it was a low, and that was very much visible from our eyes, and we could observe that this is the force was applied, and the resultant displacement was very much visible and established. So we will say that my force caused a local cause, and the displacement was a local effect. But neoclassical physics has also established that though cause and effect relationship may be established, but the non-local factor also come. For example, I've kept a book on table, and if earthquakes come, the book falls down. So it means, but I didn't intend to make it fall, but eventually it got fallen. So we can say here local cause met with the non-local effect. So going by this logic, 4 sets of relationship arises. First is local cause is equal to local effect. Okay. Second is local cause is equal to non-local effect. One is non-local cause is equal to local effect. And fourth one is non-local cause is equal to non-local effect. This may be, you say, a technical jargon. I'll try to explain it further simplified way. Okay. See, some days ago, a client came to me. I told him that on that particular day, you are bound to lose some money. So eventually what happened with that client, he went to market in order to buy some commodities, but his wallet was stolen by a pickpocketer. So in that particular market, almost 50 to 60 shops was there, and 1,000 to 1,200 people used to daily come and do the shopping. So what these people were doing, they were converting their financial energy into commodity energy. Okay. So when a person came with the money, he took something. So he converted his financial energy into commodity energy. So we can say, or we can infer that his local cause met with local effect. But in this case, the client who lost his wallet, his cause was local, but he didn't go to the market just to lose his purse. So we can say that his local cause met with a non-local effect. And that non-local effect of that particular client could have been the local cause of the pickpocketer. And had the pickpocketer been caught, it would have been the local cause for the cops. So 3 sets of relationships rises. Local cause is equal to local effect. Local cause is equal to non-local effect. Non-local effect is equal to local effect. Now take an example. If a bike is going on a road with a higher velocity or speed, and on a hump, a purse slips out of that bike rider, and that is picked up by some passerby. So neither the person who was riding on the bike intended to lose his purse, nor the person who was walking by intended to find a purse. So here non-local cause is equal to non-local effect. So what we are told that everything is within our hands, this is basically 50% of the first set, in which local cause is equal to local effect. Wherever no local element comes, that is beyond our range. So what human comprehension is, the intelligence of human comprehension, we said, 1/2 of the 1/4 set, that is 12.5%. And 87.5% is left to the unknown, to which physics say that this is a chance. So 87.5%, 12.5% is human comprehension, and 87% chance. So this is ridiculous. So had it been 1% or 2%, we would have called it as a chance. But the staggering amount of 87.5% doesn't qualify to go into the lapse of chance, go into the dictum of chance. So what does astrology say? Because he was bound to lose his money, so that was destiny. So physics covers the syllabus, the human life syllabus, in 12.5% area, and astrology, where destiny comes or non-local event comes, astrology covers a rest of the 87.5% areas.
Okay.
Yes. And one more thing, what is the relationship between science and Vedas? See, leave Vedas. Any religious scriptures promote spirituality. So we can find what is the relation between spirituality and science. So let's understand that both science and spirituality are in quest of truth. Okay. Science uses extrovert means.
Yeah,
Should I
sorry.
proceed?
Yeah, just repeat the sentence you said. I got stopped for a second.
Okay. See, we are trying to find a relationship between science and spirituality. So one similarity between science and spirituality is that both are in quest of truth. Okay.
Okay.
And science uses extrovert methods to exploit, whereas spirituality uses inner methods to exploit. And spirituality, why is spirituality superior to science? Because science, by its experimentation or empirical evidence, found something, discover something, invent something, and then believes it. Wherever spirituality first believes in the existence of God, and then by meditating and contemplating it finds it. So spirituality is a step ahead of science.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. So here I rest my case.
Okay. Great. Great. Okay, good. So, okay, you're saying, Aya, that, so, okay, is this what you're saying then? In the spirituality, okay, so it sounds like what you're saying then. In spirituality, you can create your reality, whereas in science, you go and observe the external reality in order to sort of deduce what it is. But
Yes.
in spirituality, you can create it. You can create your reality.
You can believe the exact thing. You can believe the same thing and then find it. If we just think that if we eventually have to believe and find, both things are going to happen. Why not to believe first and then find it?
Right. Yeah, there, probably because there's too much focus on only the physical world, only the physical.
Yes, this all brouhaha has been into the physicality or material things. It was only the Eastern philosophy, you say mainly from India, that spirituality has taken its origin. And again, the spirituality of India itself will prove Sanatan Dharma and Hindu Dharma to be the topmost religion of the world. I give an illustration, what I have stated above, to explain. Our rishis and yogis meditated upon the, meditated upon a divine dialogue called Om. Okay, so they meditated on this word and eventually realized the whole world within their body. As I told you, the NASA and other, space agencies, highly developed Western, sophisticated, developed Western, research agencies use their satellites and simulation techniques and software, and number of softwares to find the calculations of the planets or find the motion of the planets. Wherever Rishi Munis, the seers of Hindu Dharma had, thousands and thousands of years ago, delve into this conclusion just by contemplating on the world, just by contemplating within the body. They could imagine the whole universe, and hence they were able to pinpoint the particular speed and rotation and everything about the things. And proof is that Hindu Dharma uses its basic simulation technique. It's Panchang element, or you call in English as ephemeraries, to predict the eclipses. How are Vedic Rishi and Hindu Rishi or Muni were capable of finding the timings of exact timing of the eclipse? Prior to the development of this Western sciences, just by contemplating within. Again, I said, Western science has found that a particular planet moves at which speeds and which speed it is going to take place. And when you say they have hypothesis that when will this eclipse will take place. In Vedas, they have mentioned just by calculating sun, moon, Rahu, Ketu axis, you can find the exact time of eclipse. So Western sciences first found and then believed. Indians just believed and then found it.
Right. So there must be another word we can use other than believe.
Yes, belief. It's not belief. As I told you, the Indian philosophy is not in fact philosophy. It is a darshan shastra. This belief can be better used as a self-realization. When your body empathizes with the God and contemplates on the God, your body empathizes the God.
Okay, say that again, please.
Again, let me say, whatever rishis and munis did to find out the exact movement of planets and everything, they contemplated the whole universe within their mind. Or they meditated upon God. You say Adrisht, which Maharishi Kanad in Vaisheshik Darshan say, the Adrisht, basically that is the God. Okay, they contemplated on that Adrisht matter and they realized their own body and they were able to empathize with the cosmic forces that and everything. The result is you say accurate prediction of the eclipses.
Yeah.
So this is a better self-realization is a better word than belief.
The what? Sorry, what is the word?
Self-realization.
Self-realization. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good. But okay. Yeah, but how you're saying this also, okay, there's so many things actually. First of all, you're saying that the term that we use as rishis, who we could look at as, spiritual adepts or great enlightened beings, great masters. So you're saying that they are real.
Yes.
So we might not just call them as people, but you're saying, for example, you're saying the Vedic rishis, like, if we look back in history, Einstein or whoever, people from the past. So you're saying the rishis are people from the past that exist or existed,
Yes.
exist. Yeah.
They existed. They were, you say, they were also scientists in their own terms.
They were what?
They were also scientists.
Scientists, yes.
They were also scientists who were seeker of truth, just like Newton and Einstein were. Only the difference was that Newton first saw apple falling from a tree to a ground, then he deduced the law of gravitation. Wherever rishis have this assumption thousands and thousands of years ago.
Right. Yeah.
As I told you in the last lecture, that physics is a developing science. See, almost 400 years ago, Newton came and he told that there existed law of gravitation. And then after many years, Galileo came, he told that law of gravitation does exist, but with exception. What was that exception? That is called escape velocity. If we send some object into space with a speed of more than 11.2 kilometer per second, is called escape velocity. If we throw a particular stone or particular rocket or particular propeller at this space, that pace will enable that particular object to cross the gravitational pull of Earth, and that will again rotate in some another orbit that is called geostationary orbit. So after discovering geostationary orbit, then sun synchronous orbit was being discovered. So modern science is all about discovering and discovering and discovering. They are not inventing anything. About the physical world, constellations, you say graha, nakshatra, rashis, in English we can say planets, constellation, and the science. They are coming to know about them slowly and slowly. So they are discovering the universe. They are not inventing the universe. What they are inventing is the technology, not the life itself. So new people will come, new scientists will come. They will go beyond sun synchronous orbit, and they will find some another orbit. So think physics has to develop. Physics has to yet leaps has to come. You say much forward to reach to the conclusions which Vedas gave thousands of years ago.
Sorry, say that again, please.
See, I told you there was law of gravitation. Then came law of anti-gravitation, which is called named escape velocity. Then it was discovered that if a particular object causes our gravitation pull with the help of escape velocity, that is going to rotate around the Earth from 36,000 kilometers of the ground. So that is called geostationary orbit. And beyond that, there is another orbit is being discovered, which is named as sun synchronous orbit. So now new scientists will come, they will develop some other orbit, or they will develop some further orbits. So they are leading towards the conclusion on which our Vedas have reached thousands of years ago.
Oh, okay.
Some people ask whether astrology work for Hindus or something else. This is peculiar to Hindus only. It's not like that. I have studied English literature. Did it require me to first get converted into Christianity and then to read it? No, because it may the English literature was beat Shakespeare, beat anybody poet or author or novelist. So anybody can read it without getting converted into Christianity. Similarly, yogas are also there. The efficacy of the yogas has been established because yoga was performed by Patanjali thousands of years ago. Similarly, Maharishi Charak's Ayurveda has also got recognition in the world. So this Ayurveda was also, you say, byproduct of the developed civilization prior to Mahabharata. See, in modern world, we have come to know about surgery a couple of decades ago. We have in Indian prehistory, I'm not using the word mythology, I'm using the word prehistory. There is anecdote pertinent to Lord Ganesha that Lord Shiva has beheaded his head, and then you say he was a surgery was done with the head of a head of an elephant. So our shastras and our scriptures, sanctified scriptures, mention surgery. You say millions and billions years ago. So astrology is also a byproduct of that civilization, which by being confined into Gurukulas did not get lost in the Mahabharata. So it got sustained as well as perpetuated. Now it is coming again to the limelight.
Okay, you're saying that it's being revived now somehow?
Yes. Yes. It's sort of renaissance of Hindu culture.
Okay, because we see a lot of decline of the civilization, I guess. So why are you saying it's being revived?
Yes.
Okay, why are you saying that? Because we see a lot of decline of the land area of Sanatana Hindu Dharma of Bharat. We see the decline of the civilization. Why are you saying it's being revived?
Yes, because what happened, India was subject to enslavization for many years. So just because of that, uh, Hindus have never forced any forcible conversions. Okay, Hindus used to believe in non-violence. So this concept of non-violence was exploited by the, uh, you say, many invaders who destroyed Indian or Vedic civilization. So due to which it seemed that it is declining. But let me tell you, Hindu Dharma is Sanatan Dharma. Sanatan means eternal, which has no beginning, no end. So how can it be destroyed by, you say, small invasion or say persecution of the Hindus by the, you say, so, many hooliganism by other religions?
Mm. Right. So it can be so yeah, that's one thing, that Sanatana Hindu Dharma may be eternal, but it can be removed from the geography.
No.
Like the geographical
Since it has not
space.
been
Yeah.
it has not been removed till date, how then can it be removed in the coming dates?
Well, I'm just saying, like, it's been removed from Afghanistan, it's been removed from Pakistan, it's been removed from Malaysia, Indonesia,
So what?
Bangladesh, right?
That is just like, see, in the billion-year history of planet, only 2,000 years of current age does not matter a lot. So India was a golden sparrow since beginning. It will remain golden sparrow. Now the time has come. It will again rise to the status of golden sparrow.
So how can you say that though? Why are you saying that?
Because of the astrological configurations also. Because this present age, what has you say started, is again going to revive Hinduism across the globe.
How do you know that?
Pardon?
How do you know that?
Through astrological calculations.
Can you elaborate?
See, in astrology, I told you there are 9 planets. And Jupiter is a planet which indicates religion and its revival. From 2010 onwards, since 2010 onwards, when Jupiter was in Pisces, so the time has come that the time has also signaled that Hinduism is going to revive. See, you were born as a non-Hindu. He eventually jumped into Hinduism. I was a believer. I'm educated also. I'm formally educated. You said degree. I have been formally educated as finance professional. I'm again using astrology and Hindu religion to predict stock market. So
Okay.
it tantamounts that people are getting awakened and enlightened with the Vedic concepts.
Okay, because we see, for example, like the number of gurukuls that existed in the 1830s, say, may have been 1 million village schools in around Bharat. Now, the number is down like near zero, actually.
So, yes, that has come. But now the government, the Prime Minister who is ruling India is a sannyasi, and he's doing his best to revive the Hinduism. So the earlier days Gurukul may now be the modern day university in which the Vedic knowledge and astrology can be started.
Okay, so so you're saying that the astrology is indicating that there will be a revival of Sanatana Hindu Dharma.
Strong revival.
So is this at all related to the yugas?
Yes, it has also to with the yugas, because we are in the Kali Yuga. In 3,102 years of BC, Kali Yuga started, due to which, and the effect of Kali Yuga was that the initial age of Kali Yuga, Sanatan Dharma will be distorted and will be rejected to some extent. But that time is over. Now again, it's a time of revival. A golden renaissance period is going to come.
So, okay. So again, you're saying that the time has come. You're saying that because Jupiter has crossed. I'm wanting to remember what you said. If you said
Jupiter has crossed a threshold point in the zodiac, after which the revival is bound to happen.
Okay. 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 So yeah. Okay. So it sounds like you're saying that the time now is a crucial and critical turning point in kind of
It has
all of
the time
history.
has,
Yeah.
yes, this is not a crucial. The crucial time has already, you say, stepped in. The transformation has already set in. We just need to wait for a couple of years, and we will finding sapphonization in the whole world.
Okay. Then can you say when did the transformation set in?
2010, May.
Okay. Yeah, because there was the talk about that end of the Mayan calendar, 12-12-12, and that even that period of transformation from 2011 to 2015, that there was that actually one of the scientific effects was that the center of the earth is this burning mass, and so over time it burns itself out to have less gravitational effect. And so when there's less gravitational pull, there's less gravitational pull on your thoughts, because thoughts are also matter.
Yes, thought, as I told you, that it is only the thought, sorry, which is imagined first. Only the thought leads to even action, and the action, through the action, repeated actions, we develop a habit, and perpetuating that habit, we develop character, and the character we develop turns into destiny.
Right. And so actually having less thoughts can actually lead to more possibilities for your destiny.
It's not matter of having less thoughts, having refined thoughts.
Yeah. Right. That's great.
That refinement in our thought process comes only through meditation.
The refining of the thoughts.
Yes.
That's great. I just will share one thing that you spoke about, that because a lot of times we talk about, like, if I can just try to review what you said, a lot of times we say, like, the science is discovering the reality. So I don't want to put words in your mouth, but so the difference between the sort of modern science, you said the modern science is creating technology, you said.
Yes.
So the spirituality, the spiritual method or path, that creates like life or reality. Is that what you were saying?
I couldn't understand you.
Okay.
What I
So
mean, actually, what
yeah.
I meant was that the science, with the help of its technologies, is coming to the same conclusions, whichever rishis, Vedic learned rishis, or in English you can say seers, have already reached by just because of the contemplation within the body and empathizing the universe within.
Right. So exactly. So that raises the question, how is it possible to know, to be able to write down the distance between planets just through meditation? How is that even possible?
Because Yat Pandit Tat Brahmande. There is a aphorism in the Sanskrit which says Yat Pandit Tat Brahmande. It means wherever there is some atom, there is a universe itself, manifested itself. The atom is nothing but the micro manifestation of the macrocosm.
Mm.
So the way there is electron bonding in the, you say, any molecular or atom, same you say electron bonding exists in the sky.
Yeah. So okay, I had this it just when you say it, and because some of the other things you said, and the fact that these people called rishis told us about this and had it written down so much time ago, it to me it just sounds like this is a really, really, it's it's not sort of in modern technology we think what is science. This kind of science, it seems like it's very, very big. It's
Yes,
that
yes.
when you say
So
these
that is
things,
why in my last session I was reiterating that this is a super science.
that's what it feels like, because it just those kind of statements, and like we were saying, we don't know what we don't know. So it's kind of like, even in the modern day, a lot of people are attacking Sanatana Hindu Dharma, saying it's myth because they don't know. Then by definition, the one who doesn't know cannot condemn what they don't know.
Yes.
So it seems like it is something, but because, like Aya, you're saying it's documented, this is already documented, then
Yes.
that itself is proving.
Yes.
And
Yes.
you gave the example of the cloning by the blood.
Yes.
And we also have the example of the 100 Kaurava sons being cloned through Mahabharata.
Yes.
And so
Yes. Yes.
all those examples are there. And the surgery of Ganesha's elephant head. So all these,
Yes.
and the Vimanakas that already documented,
Yes.
and Pushpa Vimanaka, and so so it just, obviously to the modern mind, it's only philosophical, like it's essentially impossible.
But it is. Truth is what which works. If by realizing on the methods stated by our seers, we can predict about eclipses much in advance than the modern science can do, it means the theory which we are propagating is true.
Right. So exactly. So even though the modern people don't know it, cannot understand it, one thing we can say, actually, despite the modern day denial, Sanatana Hindu Dharma is real.
Yes, it is real.
And it is enormous, like you say, it is a greater science.
Yes.
Yeah. Because somehow in that science is saying, like you said, inside of you, everything exists somehow. Somehow that is what the rishis have demonstrated.
Yes. Yes.
And not only that, right? Because they are sitting and they are telling that is the science. They're saying how
Yes.
to know, sit
Yes.
and find out.
Yes. 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 Yes.
So they themselves who did it are telling that's how to do it.
Yes. So, okay for now.
Yeah, thanks. I know you're out of time, so so we'll continue next time. Thank you so much.
Okay.
And so we'll complete with Purna Mantra for today.
Sure. Sure.
Great. Namaskaram. Thank you.
Namaskar.
Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Sarvam Bhagavat Shri Nithyananda Paramashiva Parukarpanamastu. Om Nithyanandam. Thank you, Aya, for helping us to understand. These are extremely profound, powerful, incredible concepts that will take many hours of sitting with it. Like you said, when you said it's self-realization.
Yes.
So that is the science. And you said that having the knowledge of the physical world, knowing the science of the physical world is self-realization. So
Yes.
I feel it takes time for people to, you
To
know,
understand the deeper meaning.
soak it. Yeah, soak it in.
Yes.
So thank you very much. And
Okay. Namaskar.
and we'll see you again next time.
Yeah, I will let you know.